Janet. Thank you. Come in.
I was gonna call you last night, but I figured you'd be exhausted after that flight from Rio.
Oh, no, not at all. I got up with the birds.
Here, these flowers are for you.
Oh, thank you. They're beautiful.
Oh, I see. You're bursting out with blooms all over.
Well, I just picked these myself, fresh from the garden.
You mean Coral picked them?
No, I mean I picked them. Is there something wrong with that? You don't believe me?
Well, stop the presses. Erica Kane's got dirt under her fingernails.
I do.
There's something else that's different. You look radiant.
Well, the surgery was a complete success.
Oh, I'm so happy for you. You must be thrilled. What about underneath the bandages?
Underneath is just slight swelling, barely visible.
No scarring?
None. None whatsoever. I mean, this Dr. Fashionella, he's a genius. He's an artist.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm so happy for you.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy. I really am. And I mean, I don't mind telling you I was very, very scared. And however, when Dr. Fashionella took the bandages off my face and I looked at the expression on David Hayward's face, my worst fears were erased.
Dr. Hayward was with you in Brazil?
Oh, I would have been lost without him.
I want the letter back, Vanessa.
Ooh, David, I haven't the foggiest idea.
Save your lies for someone who doesn't know you. Erica wrote me a letter saying why she had to leave Rio so suddenly. You stole it when my back was turned and made your getaway on Palmer Cortlandt's private jet.
Oh, Palmer Cortland. Now, there's a real gentleman, and so thoughtful, too. I mean, there we were flying around 30,000 feet in the air, champagne flowing everywhere. You know, anyone who says chivalry is dead hasn't flown across the world with Palmer Cortland. Girl could get used to that kind of life.
A girl? Or a dried-up, penniless shrew?
Good heavens, David, whatever you're implying.
Implying hell. I'm stating the obvious. You sponged off of me until I cut off your credit. Then you cashed in on Erica's hospitality until she realized what was going on and she cut you out. Now you set your side on Palmer Cortland and his millions. Didn't anyone ever tell you, Vanessa? Cash doesn't buy happiness.
I've never chased after a man in my entire life.
Oh, Mother, please. It's your best event. The multi-million-dollar marathon you've trained your whole life for.
For your information, Palmer Cortland invited me to fly down to Rio with him.
You made him think that it was his idea.
He's also extended several dinner invitations. I think the old dear is really quite smitten with me.
You know I gotta give you credit for ingenuity. The ink on his divorce papers is barely dry, and you're already swooping in for the kill.
Really, darling, such language.
You're lethal, Vanessa. But unfortunately, you don't come with a warning label. So I guess it's up to me to alert Palmer myself.
Hello, Palmer. That your prospectus?
Brilliant deduction.
Well, looks a little on the, skimpy side, like its author.
Well, there's something to be said for understatement, a word not found in your lexicon.
Take a nice long look around this boardroom, Palmer, because this is your last day reigning as CEO of Cortlandt Electronics.
I am Cortlandt Electronics.
Out of the loop, old-fashioned, anti-progress, I guess, yeah. That's why the company's future lies in Adrian's hands.
You're gonna lose, Opal. Why don't you surrender before you embarrass yourself further, if that's humanly possible?
You think I want this showdown? I would gladly call off the whole shebang if you'd just do one simple thing for me, Palmer.
Yes, what's that?
Step down gracefully and hand the reins over to Adrian.
I'd rather gargle glass. Let's face it, Opal. You're pushing your bastard son for CEO just to get back at me.
I'm pushing Adrian so as to secure my financial future and Petey's.
If Petey suffers, Because you're stubborn and willful, it is out of my hands.
You would check me into the poorhouse if you could swing it, mister. Let's face it, the long and short of it is that I cannot trust you as far as I can toss a gun wrapper.
Have you considered that my financial future might be at stake here, too?
Oh, sweetie, who are you talking to here? I know perfectly well that you got zillions stashed away in some secret vault someplace. Look, you may have abandoned me, and you may have walked off with every last stick of furniture, but you didn't take my pride. That and my half of the CE shares is gonna net me a secure future and a little peace of mind.
If you win, you and your flunkies will run this business right into the ground.
Oh, what do you know anyway?
Hey, Reg, hey, it's good to see you, really good to see you. Now, would you take a look at my prospectus? The future of Cortlandt Electronics has never looked brighter.
Well, Mort, Greenway, you are certainly looking slick today. I love that, huh? Do you want another gander at Adrian's proposal? You've already read it, so you know that if it was ever to hit the bookstalls, it would be a surefire bestseller, wouldn't it?
It'd be under the section marked science fiction.
So Dr. Hayward was with you in Brazil?
Well, he wasn't with me in Brazil. I mean, he arranged to be there in a professional capacity.
Tell me Mother Witch didn't fly down on her broom.
Actually, yes. Actually, Vanessa was there. She came with Palmer, who flew me back so I could vote my stock in his board meeting.
That's the other thing I need to talk to you about. Opal's taking a stand against Palmer. She's trying to get controlling interest in Cortlandt Electronics.
Yeah, Palmer brought me up to speed on the plane.
Did he tell you about Adrian Sword's 5-year plan? I mean, he's going to reset the standards in the electronics industry.
Well, those weren't Palmer's words exactly, no. Listen, would you like some tea?
No, thanks. It's because Palmer only talks about Palmer.
Well, it is his company.
But his shareholders deserve a CEO that has vision that can see beyond himself.
Palmer has always rallied when the times are tough.
Yes, but Palmer's been treating Opal in a very shabby manner. And as long as he holds that seat, he will find a way to punish her fiscally.
Oh, Janet. Palmer really saved me from financial ruin. I mean, Enchantment wouldn't even exist without Palmer's financial help and his belief in me. But on the other hand, Opal has just been a rock when I've needed a friend most.
Opal would never desert you if you needed her. And she's counting on your support at that board meeting.
Well, I can see I'm just gonna have to give this a little more thought.
Yeah, but the board meeting starts very, very soon, and...
Well, I know that, but I mean, they're not gonna vote without me, and by then my mind will be made up.
If it isn't already made up.
No, Look, Janet, will you excuse me? I need to freshen up. I need to get ready for the board meeting, and I'm gonna go do that. Thank you for the beautiful flowers.
And in keeping with this American spirit, Cortlandt Electronics will move into the next century on its own momentum. And we will continue the race for dominance of the world's techno market while maintaining the business strategies that have kept Cortlandt Electronics the winner all these years. I give you my word on it. Well, since it appears your candidate couldn't be bothered to honor this board with his presence, you have the floor.
Thank you, Palmer. Some speech. Frankly, it's my estimation that the American dream is progress. Now, progress is exactly what my son Adrian's prospectus is all about. You've all read it, so you have had a chance to know firsthand that this is about a whole lot more than a lot of feel-good gobbledygook. Well, you might think that I'm prejudiced since I'm Adrian's mother and all. Well, not the kind of prejudice that Palmer exhibits, no, he actually stooped so low as to mount a smear campaign against my son in the media. He used his cutting-edge technology to do my boy dirt. No, that is not my style. But I do know that time is money, and I will not waste any of yours, surely. So, on behalf of my son, it is my privilege, my honor.
Get on with it, woman. This is no time for a filibuster.
You've had the floor, Palmer. Now it's my turn. So, here goes. Honored board members, I would like to nominate...
Sorry I'm late.
Oh, not a moment too soon.
I'll take it from here. Honored board members, I'm sure you've had an opportunity to take a look at my proposal. I'm sure Mr. Cortlandt has appealing plans as well. But right now, my job is to make your choice for CEO a lot easier by exposing Palmer Cortlandt as the common low-down thief that he is.
Hayward, you have no right going around spreading malicious gossip.
No, it is not gossip, Vanessa. It's verifiable truth, which will set Palmer free and prolong his life.
I did not kill your father.
No, you just drove him to his death, which is why Palmer needs to be warned.
David, you are so filled with ingratitude.
And what exactly do I have to be grateful for, Mommy dearest? Did you ever read me a bedtime story? Soothe my fears? Did you ever hold my hand when I was sick?
You loved me once.
That was before I realized who you really were. Well, since we're on the subject of neglect, tell me, how did you dispose of all your disposable income your assorted husbands and lovers left behind?
I had expenses.
You really are a piece of work, Vanessa. You know, maybe it would be a good idea to let you and Palmer go at each other. Who knows? Maybe you finally met your match.
How dare you call me a thief? I could sue you for slander.
Well, it's not slander if it's true. You see, Mr. Cortlandt has a bad habit of taking things which don't belong to him. The case of the stolen art masterpieces come to mind.
That was an act of cultural preservation.
Well, the feds didn't seem to think so. But you're lucky. They cut you a break. But I'm here to tell you, your luck's run out.
I suggest we adjourn this meeting.
Oh, sit down, old man. You had your turn. My son's got the floor now.
Mr. Cortlandt doesn't just hold grudges, he acts upon them. Why, he even threatened Stuart Chandler many a time just because the man just got in his way.
Utter nonsense, utter nonsense.
Stuart Chandler had the nerve to stand up in court and testify that Mr. Cortlandt here violated his own child's visitation agreement. You see, what it boils down to is this. Mr. Cortlandt tried to kidnap his own son.
That is a lie.
Well, the court didn't think so. That's why you lost visitation.
To get even, he created a virus for Mr. Chandler's computer, stole all of his financial records, and downloaded them onto his own system.
Careful, Sword. Your desperation is showing. This is nothing but unverifiable techno-babble.
Well, I have facts to back up my accusation. As a matter of fact, my attorney, Miss Belinda Kiefer, and I did our own little surveillance. And this is what we've come up with. This is a picture of the interior of Mr. Cortlandt's room at the Valley Inn. Please, pay close attention to this blow-up of this picture here, which shows Mr. Cortlandt's computer up and running. Can everyone read it?
The Gallery of Pine Valley.
These are all the financial statements and business transactions of Mr. Stuart Chandler. Well, we must ask ourselves, how did they end up on Mr. Cortlandt's hard drive? Well, I'll tell you, because he stole them. And everyone knows that electronic thievery is a felony, and you can't possibly run Cortlandt from the inside of a jail cell.
This charge is really laughable, as is your proof.
Well, I don't know. It looks pretty airtight from where I'm sitting, Palmer.
If helping a friend is a felony, then just lock me up.
Oh, helping a friend, my Aunt Fanny. You helped yourself to Stewart's financial records so you could ruin him.
Marion Colby Chandler asked me to create a web page for her husband's art gallery.
Is that so? I just happen to have Marion on hold. Now, shall we put her on speakerphone? I'm sure she'll be more than happy to verify your stories. Or shall we simply call for a vote?
I move we cast our ballots for Chief Executive Officer.
We don't have a full board. Erica's not here.
Well, it seems that Miss Erica Kane is a no-show. A motion is on the table for a vote. Anyone second that motion? Good. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Would you please be kind enough to pass out the ballots?
Well, it seems we have a tie. Half the votes are for Cortlandt, half for Sword.
How are we going to break the tie?
I will cast the deciding vote.